Use the following statement to answer the question. If distance of AB is equal to the distance of CD and the distance of CD is equal to the distance of EF, then the distance from A to B is equal to the distance of E to F. Which postulate or property is best represented by the given statement? Reflexive, transitive, through any three non-collinear points. It's not talking about points, so this one's not going to be relevant. Substitution property, maybe. Plane contains, no, it's not talking about a plane. This is representing distances again. Remember, that's how we write the distances in math. So now it's not talking about planes. So these two are automatically eliminated. So now, what is this talking about? Is it the reflexive, transitive, or substitution? So substitution is saying like A plus B equals C, and if A equals 4, then this statement could be rewritten as 4 plus B is equal to C. I replaced what A was equal to, and I just, instead of writing A, I said what it was equal to. That's what the substitution property is. If we look at this, if the distance of AB is equal to the distance of CD and the distance of CD is equal to the distance of EF, then AB equals EF. There wasn't any replacement there, so it's not substitution. So for this we have reflexive and transitive left. This is how my reflexive property is. Reflexive reminds me of the word reflection, and reflection is what happens in the mirror, and what happens in the mirror is the images look identical. So if it was the reflexive property, it would say AB equals, it has to be a reflection, it has to be the exact same thing. AB. That is reflexive property. It's a reflection. It's the same thing on both sides. Since this is AB and CD, it is not the reflexive property. Then by default, it's the transitive property of equality. So how can you remember that it's the transitive property of equality? Because we've eliminated the other ones and we know it is the transitive property. How can we remember it? This is how I remember it. I look at this statement and I ask myself, okay, do I have a link? Since I have the distance of CD in this first statement right here, and the second statement has the distance of CD in it, that means there's my link, and this third statement is just connecting the first part to the last part. So this guy just kind of like disappears because he's our link. He is the one that we can skip over, because if the first one is equal to the second one and the second one is equal to the third one, then the first one and the third one have to be equal to each other, because they have that link, that they're both equal to that middle second item. So that's how I remember it, is I just look to see if there's a link in both of the statements. I hope that helps.